bass players, welcome to our very last video lesson together. Oh my gosh! We are now transitioning into summer camp mode. So this will be the last video, but we've still got a fun one for you guys. So what we're talking about today is flattening the curve. Now, you've heard that being talked about a lot lately, but it doesn't have anything to do with bass, right? You're wrong. When people that you've heard recently are talking about flattening the curve, they mean lower the rate of infection of coronavirus, right? But when we talk about flattening the curve, we are referring to our wrist, okay? So when you bow with your right hand, the curve of your wrist changes throughout your bow stroke. If you kept it the same, you'd look like this while you played. That's a little funny, right? Doesn't look very natural. How about this? So yeah, you can see how my wrist is doing a lot of changing throughout those bow strokes. It's not staying at the same angle. So to get started thinking about this, take your bow in your right hand, of course, and we're going to place it at the frog on the G string, okay? Feel how that feels. Get a little, like, scratch it around in there. Really feel that in the weight of the string. Now, make sure your shoulders are relaxed. They're not bunched up like this, right? Relax those shoulders. And feel the curve of your right wrist. With your left hand, reach over and physically feel how much of a curve that is. Now, I want you to keep your body in the same place and do a big down bow for me. Stop at the tip. Freeze right here, okay? Now, can you reach over? You might have to put your arm this way. Be careful not to drop your bass. And feel your wrist over here. It's flat, right? Whereas over here had this nice little curve to it. So that's how we feel that difference between frog and tip in our wrist. And it's gradual, right? So we're not all of a sudden just switching, right? It's a gradual process of flattening it and unflattening it. So flatten the curve, bring the curve back, right? So what we want to do is feel how this feels differently on each of our 4 strings. So play with me. We're going to play 4 half notes on each string. And as we go, think about 2 things for me. First of all, think about your wrist being curved when you're at the frog and flat when you're at the tip. Not beyond flat, right? If you're seeing a bend this way, you've gone too far. All you need is flat. And the second thing I want you to think about is keeping that bow straight. So that's actually the purpose of doing this. The purpose of flattening and unflattening our wrist is to keep the bow parallel to the bridge and to the end of the fingerboard, which means it's perpendicular, right, to the string. We don't want to see any of this, right? Because that doesn't sound very good. We don't want to see any of this. Because that doesn't sound very good. We want to keep our bow as perpendicular to the string, as straight across as possible. So we want to see that nice little 90-degree perfect corner angle between the string and your bow. So let's play 4 half notes on each string, and we're going to think about those 2 things, the straight bow and the change of the curve of your wrist, okay? So 4 half notes on each string. 1, 2, ready, go. Flatten that curve, bring the curve back, D string. A string. Is your bow straight? Curved wrist, flat wrist, curved wrist, flat wrist, curved job, guys. So freeze for me, actually, at the frog on your E string. Stop right there. Feel that for a second. Feel that curve with your left hand. Now, hop over to being at the frog on the G string and feel that curve again. It's definitely a more prominent curve over here than it is over here, right? Why is that? Well, it's because our G string is a lot further away, so our body naturally needs more of a curve to have that same angle against the string on the G string as we do on the E string. So you will notice that your wrist is more curved on the higher strings than the lower strings, but you should still have a bit of a curve there. Let's together play a G major scale, just one octave, and think about this the whole time. So think about those two things, straight bow and curving and uncurving your wrist, okay? Let's start on G, we'll play half notes. 1, 2, ready, go. Flat wrist, curved wrist, flattening your wrist, curving your wrist, flat, curved, flat, back down. Good job, guys, and that's it for today. That's all for this lesson. You guys have done a wonderful job. I'm super proud of you, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to accomplish in summer camp. All right, bye. See you soon.